Good evening. This is Medicine for Your Soul, show about flower essences, and I am your host, Carolyn Jones. I'm a holistic health practitioner, acupuncture detoxification specialist, herbalist, aromatherapist, and we're talking about flower essences today. I also do reflexology, sound therapy, and spiritual care. My website is www.behealed.info. If you're interested in learning something about herbs, you could get my book, Pick Up Your Bed and Walk. Incantations is positive affirmations. And Medicine for Your Soul, Essential Oils, Hydrosols, and Flower Essences is the guidebook that is the companion to this program. That's where we'll learn about the formula. So, first, we're going to talk about essential oils. Now, some of you may know this, but essential oils are highly concentrated plant extracts obtained through distillation or cold pressing. They're used for their therapeutic properties, supporting emotional well being, skin health, and physical balance. If you know something about essential oils, I want to talk about essential oils during this broadcast. Why don't you put your name in the chat? Let us know where you're from and tell us what your favorite essential oil is. Hydrosols are water based and they are aromatic waters that are produced during steam distillation of plants for essential oils. They contain small amounts of essential oil compounds along with water soluble plant components. Gentle, as I mentioned, water based, and they are used for mental, emotional, and spiritual support, as are essential oils. Flower essences are the star this evening, and they have quite an interesting history. We'll start out talking about Edward Bach, who developed them. He was a British doctor, bacteriologist, homeopath, and spiritual writer. He was best known for the development of the Bach flower remedies, which are a form of alternative medicine inspired by classical homeopathic traditions. He noticed that people with similar emotional and personality traits tended to develop similar illnesses. This led him to believe that disease originated first in the mind and the emotions, not the body. He did in depth research, and it was rooted in his spiritual worldview and intuitive sensitivity. This healing system used the energetic imprint of flowers, and they are gentle, non toxic, and accessible to everyone. That means that they have one for pets, children can use them, and certainly people who are on multiple pharmaceutical medicines can use them as well without concern for contraindications. Dr. Edward Bach identified 7 categories of fundamental conflicts which prevent us from being true to ourselves. They are loneliness, oversensitivity to influences and ideas, despondency or despair, overcare for the welfare of others. A lot of that going on. Fear, uncertainty, insufficient interest in present circumstances. Now, the Flower Essence Society, known as FES, is a nonprofit educational organization that continues that work. It was founded by Patricia Kaminsky and Richard Katz in 1979. So they're dedicated to the research, preparation, and teaching of flower essence therapy. Now, there is a method to getting your flower essence, and the traditional sun infusion method requires that you harvest dew fresh flowers, float them in water, Expose them in direct sunlight for several hours to extract the vibrational imprint of the flower to affect a person or animal on a subtle, non chemical level. You can use them many ways. I love the pastels. That's little gummies. And they come in drops. So they come in a liquid form, like a dropper bottle. So you can use them orally, diluted in water, topically on your pulse points, your wrists, behind the ears, over your heart, in your bath, in foot soaks. You can use it as a compress, creams, oils, and lotions. Inhalation, like you would steam with eucalyptus or some other herb that would clear your lungs. Misters. So, Medicine for Your Soul, the guidebook, is a 20 recipe book. And this program gives you the recipes each uh, week that we're on. We're on the first and third Wednesday of every month. So each recipe is highlighted on each of the days. If you happen to miss a program, you can always go to YouTube on the Magical Witchy World channel and catch up. And please do leave your comments. And hopefully, you'll leave some comments tonight so that we can have some discussion points. Flower essences are water based, safe for children and pets, and they are not contraindicated for pharmaceutical medications. Now, I always like to start the program out with a poem. And since tonight's topic is sensuality, I give you this. My sixth sense is not touch. It tingles where touch could be. My skin listens. I hold my breath and wait, allowing a sigh to escape my heart. Meeting myself at the crossroads, I build an altar for my ancestors, hips gyrating to the rhythm of prayer. I reach for the clouds, my hands purposely earning my birthright. Simultaneously giving, I partake. Desire is my teacher, hungry, thirsty, warm, and cold at the same time. A quiet drama played out between the sheets of my mind. Awareness climbing from the sunken place of blind love. I curl and unfurl next to myself and feed on source. Humming a love song of belonging to my soul, a voracious experience. Those are my thoughts on sensuality. I hope you like that. Now, to me, Frida Kahlo is the epitome of sensuality. Let me tell you something about her. She was born July 7th, 1907, and died July 13th, 1954. She's considered to be bigger than life itself. And through all that she endured physically, emotionally, mentally, and spiritually, her art kept her true to herself. Tortured, betrayed, and emotionally charged, her pain could not consume her sensuality. Now, Diego Rivera, a celebrated muralist, was her husband and longtime partner. His work depicted social history and labor. Their relationship was fraught with infidelities. But she found herself wrapped around his existence so tightly that even a divorce couldn't keep them apart. This is a photograph that is entitled Diego y Frida. a smile in the middle of the way. And I love how in this image she making sure he's put together. She says, I suffered two grave accidents in my life, one in which a streetcar knocked me down. The other accident is Diego. Frida Kahlo was a Mexican painter known for her vivid self portraits, emotional honesty, and imagery exploring identity, love, pain, femininity, and Mexican culture. She survived a devastating bus accident at age 18 that caused lifelong injuries and chronic pain. It was during her recovery that she began painting. And so often uh, when tragedy strikes, it drives you to that which would save you. And creativity is often the angel that guides you through the darkness into the light. Frida became famous for deeply personal artworks that blended realism, symbolism, and elements of Mexican folk art. Many of her paintings explored the body, sensuality, heartbreak, fertility, and resilience. Don't forget resilience. Her turbulent marriage to fellow artist Diego Rivera also shaped much of her life and work. I found this quite interesting. After a while, Frida lost her leg to gangrene as a result of severe medical conditions and chronic pain. She decorated her prosthetic leg, and that is preserved on display at the Frida Kahlo Museum. Her most famous paintings depict her before 1953, when she often wore long Tijuana skirts that concealed her leg differences and medical braces. And that is her beautiful prosthetic leg. Today, Frida is regarded as a feminist icon and one of Mexico's most celebrated artists, admired for transforming personal suffering and passion into powerful visual storytelling. Her former home, the Frida Kahlo Museum, Casa Azul or Blue House, is now a museum dedicated to her life and art. Here are some quotes from Frida Kahlo. She says, take a lover who looks at you like maybe you're magic. I want to do with you what spring does to cherry trees. What does spring do to cherry trees? Think about it. It's a complete blossoming. Feet, what do I need you for when I have wings to fly? I am my own muse. I am the subject I know best. I drank to hide my sorrows, but the damn things learned how to swim. That one really hits deep when you think about it. I love you with all of the alphabets of the words, with all the gestures and the languages. That's all encompassing. You are the one who deserves the best, the very best, because you're one of the few people in this lousy world who are honest to themselves. That's one of the most important things we could do is be honest to ourselves. She continues, my body is filled with you for days and days. Think about your most sensual encounter and how that person's spirit just filled you from head to toe. Kiss me, and you will know how important I am. That's the queen goddess speaking. My knight would like to come to you, to find you, and to drink from your mouth. Ah, very nice. And finally, she says, I hope the exit is joyful, and I hope never to return. I hope I gave you something to think about in terms of sensuality. Compliments of Miss Frida Kahlo. The flower essence for this week is nasturtium. Isn't she beautiful? By the way, nasturtium is a delicious edible flower. Oh, it's so good. I've eaten it with avocado, and yeah, it was divine. But as the flower essence, it's associated with personal empowerment and transformation. It encourages into the gift of divine purpose, and it helps connect more deeply with inner strength. Lavender essential oil is spiritually uplifting, enhances the connection to higher consciousness, and opens the heart and crown chakras. And then we have white sage hydrosol. It promotes a harmonious space, protects the aura from harmful influences, and it's used in rituals of spiritual cleansing. And when combined in a mister, it gives a wonderful scent of essential oil, of course, doing the work that a lavender essential oil would do. And the hydrosol is certainly very uh, refreshing. And the flower essence does its work on your emotions. I really would love for you to take these recipes very seriously, especially the flower essences, because emotions are sometimes very hard to manage. You have to teach, you have to learn how to manage emotions, and you have to teach yourself how to manage them through the proper reading, the proper music, the proper people surrounding you. You know, that's how you learn to regulate. And over a period of time, then it becomes like a muscle. You know, you won't react to everything. And you'll take your time to think and know what to let go of and what to hold on to, what's important and what is not. Everything doesn't need a response. Eckhart Tolle says, nothing ever happened in the past that could prevent you from being present now. Let's think about that. And how do we remain present? Deep breathing is a very available way for you to be in the now. Why don't we take a moment to do just that? Put one hand on your diaphragm and one hand on your heart. Close your eyes and take a deep breath. Hold it and release. Why don't we do that two more times? Take a deep breath, fill those lungs. Hold it. Now release. One more time, inhaling through the nose. And this time you're going to lock your body. You're going to do a root lock. That's tightening your body all over. Breathe in, hold it, lock, and release through the mouth. Relax your body, relax your hands. How does that feel? I feel great. And now, the quote from Louise Hay that I love for you to recite with me every week is, I expect the very best in life, and I allow myself to receive it now. Why don't we say it again, like we mean it? I expect the very best in life, and I allow myself to receive it now. One more time. Own it. I expect the very best in life, and I allow myself to receive it now. I invite you to make your own plant medicine, and you can use this QR code so that you can check out the guidebook. And if you are so inclined, let's have a chat. In the meantime, thank you for being with me. So I'm going to check the chat now and see if we have some conversation going on. Ah, yes. Marna, thank you so much. Marnia says, and by the way, I met Marnia through a wonderful friend of mine, Loretta, in Hawaii. Shout out to Papaya Bed and Breakfast. And Marnia says, this is very good information for the mind, body, and spirit. Flower essences can be very powerful in regards to healing. And Robin visited us tonight, and she says it feels amazing. Um, Marnia is hailing from South Carolina, and Robin is hailing from Canada. And Angelo says person turquoise waving. Now, okay, pardon me if I don't understand. Could you put in the chat in a full sentence what that might mean for us so everyone can understand? Hopefully, you're still there, and hopefully, on the replay, this is on demand as well. It's not just live. Yes, Robin, Ontario, Canada. She wants you to be specific, honey, not just Canada. Ontario, Canada. And Maya is from Columbia, South Carolina. So, Robin, when you say it feels amazing, what exactly feels amazing? Do you enjoy essential oils as much as you enjoy flower essences? Do you feel that the mister adds something to the flower essence experience or one of the hydrosol or essential oil experiences? How does that feel to you? And Maya, maybe you could tell us something about what flower essences have done for you. I know when we were speaking the other evening, you were saying that people don't realize how quickly they act, and it's very true. I was so happy to find someone who loves flower essences as much as I do. I'm waiting for your responses. And okay, uh, Maya says that she has used large flower essence to help with public speaking. Yes, I remember that conversation. And people fear public speaking more than they fear death, statistics say. So that is really saying something to know that there's a flower essence that can help you with that. Because really, if you think about it, everything we do is an act of public speaking, just in different venues. If you're going to use your throat chakra to take care of yourself, to speak up for yourself. So, with that, we want to, oh, okay. So, Robin says she never used a mister or hydrosol. Um, she just worked with flower essences as they pertain to birth charts. She says she's a baby in the field, but I mean, a lot of times we don't give ourselves credit for our knowledge. So everything starts at the beginning. But whatever you know, believe you know something someone else doesn't know, and you can bring them along with the knowledge you already have. And she does say she loves how powerful they are. And certainly we share that. So, if we don't have any more comments on flower essences for this week, I would like to say that next week's topic, well, excuse me, what am I saying? We're in the third week already in June. Isn't time passing by so fast? Uh, we're looking at July, and that will be July 1st. So on July 1st, we will talk about joy. All right, that's my favorite. Now, I have something else to share with you. Maria said that bleeding heart flower essence can help with many types of separation, leaving a job, divorce, and other kinds of separation. That means that flower essence practitioners should be outside divorce court helping people through their trials and tribulations. We need to get a flower essence club together where we just follow people around and douse them with what they need, because it's time for people to start learning more about them more quickly. We have a lot of stuff going on that we have to sort through, and we need plant medicine to help us. And yeah, so it's been nice sharing this time with you. And I'm looking forward to seeing you on July 1st. Meanwhile, why don't you take a moment to go to a health food store and choose a Bach remedy? Look at the bottles, they tell you what they're for, and decide what emotion within yourself you would like to work on first. And be very intentional about your healing, your internal healing and your external healing. A lot of times we can see a wound on the outside, but allow the wound on the inside to fester. We have to take care of all of our wounds. And certainly, emotional wounds can, as I believe, as Dr. Bach taught, can really affect your physical. We want whole body wellness. And with that said, I love you, and I'll see you in July. Have a great evening. And thanks